It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
Sees it about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
And welcome in to Bedford High School in Bedford, New Hampshire, where we will bring you tonight's Division I soccer game as the Bulldogs host the Nashua North Titans. I'm Corey Munstertiger for the BCTV crew, joined by Bill Klein. Bill, keys to the game tonight.
Well, our team, the Bedford squad, is coming in with a record of 2-2. And interesting thing is that there's one common opponent that we've had, and that is Hanover, that both of us have played. And we beat Hanover. Nashua North lost to them, which is kind of interesting. Our team, I think, has the potential. The Bedford boys can beat almost anybody. They proved that when they beat Hanover. They've got to get back to where they were, because they lost 2-0 in the last match just a few days ago up against Londonderry. The Nashua squad, they were pretty good last year, as was South. The North group was good as well. There's got a lot of foreign players that have transferred in from all countries all over the world out there from the Nashua squad. It's similar to like the roster at Central and whatnot. So it's going to be concentration, and I would say that from what I've seen, having watched one game of the Bedford side, the goalkeeper, that could make it or break it for us.
Both teams coming in with a record of 2-2, as you mentioned, and a good, strong start to the season at 2-1, and then they lost that tough one to Londonderry, like you were talking about, in a rain-shortened game on Friday night, as so many of the athletic contests across the state were shortened with those thunderstorms that rolled through the area. We are ready for kickoff. 40 minutes are on the scoreboard. Looks like Nashua North will kick it off, and we'll be underway very shortly. Coach Pepper comes in with a somewhat tenured squad. A lot of juniors and seniors on this team, a few sophomores and one freshman. On the other side, a similar age of the Titans program. A lot of juniors and seniors, a few sophomores, and I don't see any freshmen on their roster at all. So both teams relatively well tenured, and we should have a great contest tonight. We are underway.
In the regular season last year, Nashua North beat us, score of 0-2 on the pitch.
A little sloppy on the back line here, and the Bedford team needs to head it out of bounds. That was Evan Hoey playing right back. Miscommunication with the center back there. They quickly headed out of bounds to avoid trouble and reset their defense.
I'm very interested to see how Diaz and Texera play together up in the forward lines. Diaz last year was, I believe, the number 2 scorer.
A little confusion here. There was an offside call, so on the restart, the official blew it dead. I was a little surprised by that. And it looked like it was going all the way back into Derek Walensky, the goalkeeper here for Bedford. But the official blew it dead. Apparently he wasn't ready for the restart. As you mentioned, Diaz right there. And now Griffin Middleton on the ball. Feeds it out to that left wing.
Bedford came back nicely there, moving the ball right back down the field. Confidently, a lot of good touches. Nice to see.
Bedford picks up the throw in on that far sideline. Diaz tries to avoid the defender. Played off nicely there. That was Jonathan Lopez shielding off Diaz and playing it up and out. Nashua North throw on the far sideline. I was going to say Nashua North playing the possession game until that last strike up and out of bounds. Did well to regain possession, but then kicked it out and away. Foul on North here. Bedford will get a free kick.
Not sure how the video is picking this up, but tonight, to me, it looks like it's a little hazy on the far side almost, or something.
It is very humid.
High humidity. Hard to see the players over there, especially the Bedford players in the black uniforms. Going to your right.
Still in the mid to high 70s. Strike here off the crossbar. The Bulldogs can't get it in.
Pinball.
Wow. Several opportunities there. Beautiful ball in. I believe that was Jacob Bielecki from that far sideline. Blasted one in. We're going to stop the clock here for a moment.
And you know what I just noticed? I don't know whether the official's coming down to do this or not, but the Nashua goalkeeper. Nope, I'm sorry. It's not the Nashua. Yeah, it is. The Nashua goalkeeper's in black. Matches our uniforms, basically.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they're doing. They have a yellow penny they're going to put on the goalie. As I agree, that was somewhat confusing there. Either way, goalkeeper had a little help from his friend with the crossbar. And the Bulldogs, unfortunately, both, I believe Ethan Benjamin and Gavin Diaz right there just couldn't finish with that ball bouncing around inside the 6-yard box.
I honestly, I'm shocked that Bedford, we did not score. The goalkeeper just could not reach the ball. He had his arms up. He didn't jump. He's a big fella, too.
Bielecki will take the corner. Serves it in nicely. North gets ahead on it first. And now they'll get a foul called. I believe that was Colin Johnson coming in strong, getting the foul called, as that ball was bouncing around near the 18-yard box.
Corey, I remember distinctly last year, and I'm pretty sure it was a boys' game, where there was the same thing happened, and they did not make the keeper change. And I'm up here thinking, as a former official, that that's just wrong. It should have been handled prior to the game. The officials should be looking at team uniforms and deal with that before the game starts, not after the play starts.
Yeah, I agree, and perhaps they didn't look closely enough during the warm-up sessions here, but now they've rectified the issue.
And I believe these two officials are veteran officials. They've been around for a while.
Simple mistake.
Yeah.
Bulldogs control possession here. And now move forward. A little tug on the jersey. They let them play. And the Bulldogs earn possession on the throw.
Yeah, Gavin, as I mentioned, Gavin Diaz had 5 goals, 8 assists to come up with 18 points, only bested by senior Cole Deal that had 19, of which was from 9 goals and one assist.
Good step here by Richie Black to settle that ball down as North looked like they were gathering momentum. Sorry, Bill, go ahead.
No, I was just going to add that Texera was also one of our leading scorers last year, and he's having a real good year.
Jack Toulin serves it in. Diaz, far post, can't finish. Just outside to the left. Pretty little play there as Diaz broke free inside the penalty area. Nice strike on it, just couldn't quite tuck it inside that far post.
Our BCTV cameraman, Andrew Fenn, up here in the booth again with us, doing a great job of coverage. I asked him about replay, and we won't have it until the playoffs, which hopefully Bedford will be in there again and win a couple games postseason.
He does it all, too. He's not just a cameraman. He is Senior Executive Vice President, Grand Poobah of producing, too. He makes sure that we know what the heck we're doing as we get on the call here. Thank you, Andrew. Colin Johnson wins the ball, gets fouled, so
Nice call.
Bulldogs will have a free kick. Evan Hoey restarts.
Okay.
Sends it back to Black, and now over to Kaplow. Kaplow forward. Tough touch there by Bielecki, and now it's turned over to North. Given right back to Bedford, and a little bit of ping pong action here. Now North gains a little possession. Kaplow whiffs at first, but then recovers, and now played nicely down that sideline.
On that last restart for Bedford, we had 2 players right at the ball, and it looked like they may have wanted to do a real quick just tap and run with it, the 2 of them. And the official down on this side of the field did not help get the Nashua players away from the ball. There were two within 5 yards probably. Got to be 10 yards away. Restarts.
Serve in from right back. Evan Hoey is long, watched out by the goalkeeper, Giovanni Quintana. Good stick there by Hoey.
And a nice either no call or play on signal by the official on this side. The ball is what took the player out. It was not the Bedford player that took down the Nashua player. Good no call.
Now Quintana rolls it out for his defender. That's Jonathan Lopez again. Played through the midfield. It's Brambella. Now Tulin brings it down. Tough touch. Johnson couldn't quite get there quickly enough. And now moving forward is Matthew Dubé for the Titans. Bielecki tried to stick in, couldn't quite get it there. Now North building from the back. Picked by Benjamin, nice play. Bielecki down that left wing, back to Benjamin. Now played forward to Diaz. Played out nicely. That's Brady Martin coming over from his center back position to help out for the North Titans.
So far, Nashua seems to have a good advantage of connecting with each other at midfield, but that's the only place where I'd say they really look significantly like they're in the game. Bedford's played well all over the field.
Good hustle by the Bulldogs chasing down that ball in the penalty area, and they've earned another corner. Bielecki will line that up. Left footer, out swinger, played low. Volleyed. Batted away. And now cleared up towards midfield. Missed touch there by the Bulldogs, and the North Titans get it back their way. Now it settles. Johnson up the middle to Diaz. Nifty little move there. Strikes. Deflected away by the defense. And we'll get another corner. 0-0 your score. 10 minutes into this game.
That was a nice little ball movement up the field, and looked like Diaz had an opportunity there to stick it in if he kept it low. The goalkeeper doesn't seem to be all that mobile.
Diaz got a head and shoulder on it, but it falls harmlessly into Giovanni Quintana, who fields it, clears the box, and now rolls it out to center back Brady Martin. Martin's pass misses the feet. Bielecki gets intercepted. This is F.A. Ogagan. And now Colin Johnson fiddles in the middle. Tulin back to Johnson.
Very clear that he is consistently looking up as he's playing the ball very nicely.
We get an offside call as Tulin was in behind the defense. Left just a touch before that last ball strike from Diaz. So the Titans get another free kick. Martin will quarterback things. Up the middle to Arthur Santos. Santos plays it wide. Good foot in there. I believe that was Wallace on that far sideline.
Nice change of field here.
Johnson pushes forward. A little overlap there to draw defenders, and now Hoey gets stuffed there. That was David Pereira, but the Bulldogs earn the throw. Johnson down in the corner. Will be north ball as that deflected off of Johnson. It'll be a throw in way down in the corner. And Jordan Oliveira will throw it in for the Titans. Oliveira again now.
Good pressure there
the middle.
from Bedford.
Yeah, high press there from Bedford. Gets the ball back, but they can't connect.
Unlucky.
Yeah, Johnson was looking for Tulin here on the near sideline, and it unfortunately sneaks out of bounds. Another throw-in earned for the Bulldogs.
Last year, one of the things that I thought we missed to a certain extent was Bedford did not have that many players that could do a long throw. And there you have one right there that was really nice.
As you speak.
That was sweet. Yeah.
Comes into existence. Speak of the
I
devil
love
and
it.
he shall appear. And the Bulldogs earn another corner off of that. Bielecki will take the lefty in swing.
Substitute there.
Looks like Hoey will come out. Going to get some shifts.
Could you tell who's going in the field?
Let's see. Tough to see numbers from up here.
Corey is probably half my age and eyesight that's 10 times better. He's got little specks here.
That's Hunte Lee has come in. And Colin Johnson will take the corner here. Low liner was out towards the penalty spot, but nobody was there except for the Titans. Now Johnson
nice.
gets it back, serves it in.
Nice ball.
Can't quite connect with that left wing.
Yeah, the last, I think at least 2 seasons, Texera has been the one to take 90% of our corners. And we've been notified that Elliott will not be eligible to play this evening. Don't know why, but hopefully he's okay.
Foul called on the Bulldogs, so the Titans will have a free kick. Will reset their positioning on the field. Push their teammates forward. Deep ball played down to that left side. Tulin sees it out.
We've got a fairly better normal fall evening here. Corey, I don't remember the last time that it was not hot. We haven't seen a lot of rain, although the last game. Obviously, some of the games were even postponed. But right now it's 73 degrees here, and it feels, other than a little bit muggy, pretty nice out.
I tell you what, though, that fan behind me is certainly appreciated, as it was steamy in the press box here when we first got here. Baking in the sun all day and humidity. Players are enjoying the fact that the sun has gone down and the temperatures are cooling.
There were some
Nice little
touches
connections there. Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. The
Sweet.
Titans put together a few connected passes there. A little tic-tac-toe and got forward, but the Bulldogs have recovered. Now they press forward. Quintana plays the ball deep. Left side. Touched out of bounds near side by Arthur Santos, so the Bulldogs will have a throw.
Nashua's side looks like it's well coached, and the players, I'm sure many of these kids probably play on the same teams, whether it's out in the seacoast and whatnot, some of the select programs where they really develop skills to a much greater extent than back, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Man, you went from 15 to 40
Yeah,
years.
I
What do you're
slip sliding away, slip sliding away.
Quintana plays it back to himself, rolls it out to that far side again. Jonathan Lopez. We'll see if he can connect. Deep ball here, near side. Arthur Santos made a run, gets onto the ball and waits for support. Intercepted nicely by Johnson, and then turned back over. Santos now. Out to the left foot, serves it in. Ooh, tough shot right there. Looked like a foul just to the right of the goalkeeper, Derek Walensky, but no call.
Like it could have been. You're right.
Lopez moves forward, strikes it lefty, but that goes well wide left. The Titans put together a nice little charge there, and I couldn't quite see who it was. I believe it was Sam Paintsil coming in from that right side attacking position and took a good shot. And as we both said, I'm surprised it wasn't called, but no penalty there. And now Walensky clears it off his goal line.
I would like to see both of these officials get into the field a little more than they have been tonight so that they are closer. As I've said many times before, and whether it's to other officials in training, running some meetings and whatnot, or on the air here, that if you're on the spot, if you're there near where the foul occurs or doesn't occur, but you're there where the play is, you're the closest person there. But these officials are a little wide, which makes it a little suspect. Easier to question what they do,
Yeah, and it's tough for them. They only have 2 out here, so they have to play for offside position, and that's their positioning on either back line. But they also have to call fouls and everything else in the middle of play, so it makes their job a little tougher being only 2. And there's a perfect time for us to say that becoming a high school sports official is an easy call. Officiating allows you to continue to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of the games we love by teaching and enforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. We need officials in just about every sport in New Hampshire. And if you're interested, have some experience, or have no experience, please take a look at NHIAA.org. There's plenty of information about how to become a New Hampshire high school sports official.
all the official groups have apprenticeship programs where you get plenty of training, some classroom, and then they put you out on the field in situations, and you start with some scrimmages and whatnot before season starts. And obviously, for most people, you'll start at middle school games or work your way up with experience.
Of course, longtime sports official Mr. Bill Klein speaks from experience. He's not just, jibber-jabbing or making stuff up here. He knows what he's talking about, both from a soccer perspective but also an officiating perspective. So also a good chance to earn some good money. Wow, yeah, there you go. That's going to be called a foul. Diaz takes one from behind. I believe that was Lopez. And takes a tumble, so the Bulldogs will have a free kick. A little over midfield line on that far sideline. I can't urge you enough out there. If you do have experience, you have a little bit of free time, please look into becoming an official for any of your chosen sports. I'm sure your interest will be welcome.
We're talking during one game, a couple games recently, that football officials have more years that they can continue to blow a whistle out there on the field. The soccer, it's tough because of the additional running, the fitness level, that part of the requirement.
And many people have seen the stories on WMUR recently about the changes in the football schedules. Not every team can have Friday night lights. They're sometimes shifting to Thursday and Saturday just because of that official shortage. They don't have enough referees and umpires and sideline judges to have these games all go on Friday night. So please, please, please look into it and become an official if you have any interest at all.
And the women out there, the real big need for that, especially, not reffing necessarily just the girls' games, but the boys' games as well. And we've got a lot of good, experienced soccer players, as well as every other sport here in New Hampshire. We're gifted with a lot of good sports programs, and a lot of people have stayed around. And you get exercise and you get paid to work out, Corey.
There it is. Hey, kudos to the BCTV crew, too. We have a microphone right there at midfield. We can hear some of the chatter from the players, some of the action on the field, the thump of the ball, and then the officials talking to the players. It's a fantastic addition to the broadcast here. Ooh, Diaz in. Quintana clears it out without too much of an issue. And now nobody goes to the ball except for O'Gagan. Little nutmeg there. No harm, no foul as the Bulldogs regain control. Now Benjamin will settle things down in the midfield for the Bulldogs. Tulin now, near side. Ooh, takes a bit of a chop to his ankles. Bulldogs will get a free kick. Jordan Oliveira was a little aggressive on that tackle attempt.
There haven't been a lot of fouls, not a lot of hard fouls either, but that one was one of the ones where I would like to have seen the referee speak to that player, maybe help prevent an escalation.
Been a couple of tough tackles so far this evening. See if things get chippy or if the referees can handle things. Make sure that doesn't get too crazy. We welcome in all of our viewers on BCTV. Streaming live out on YouTube as well, Andrew, is that correct? Yes, sir. Fans from all over the country, Philadelphia, Florida, a couple we know of for sure. Extended family all over the country are able to tune in and see their loved ones play, so it's great to have you guys tune in. Please do so for future broadcasts, too. Speaking of future broadcasts, as the Bulldogs line up for a free kick, the Bulldogs football team will be hosting Keene this Friday night at 6:45. We'll start the broadcast. Kickoff is at 7. Field hockey will host Merrimack next Monday, September 18th at 7:30. And then boys soccer will be right back here, September 26th, as they host Portsmouth.
And Corey, this Friday night's game, the football game, is also a tackle hunger night. Fans can go online, check out the Facebook pages, and you'll see the information about how to donate food for the food bank and pantries.
Make sure you bring your cans of non-perishables, and donations, if you don't get to the store, are certainly welcome too. But New Hampshire Tackles Hunger is a great organization and drive for the needy in this state. So please participate if you can. Jack Tulin trying to get back on the ball. Santos wins it for the Titans, though. And now North looking to keep possession here a little bit.
I'd love to know if number 11 for Nashua, Santos, is the grandson or the great-grandson of some of the Santos players that I played against. They were together on a men's league team, and summer soccer. They were consistently a really good group of players, and really, really nice, the whole family. Grandma was out there every single game yelling on the sidelines.
Oh, man, I thought you were going to say she was playing center back or something.
She was probably told sometimes by the referee that she should be out there on the field instead of yelling, "Why don't you get in the game if you know so much?"
O'Gagan cannot connect on his centering pass as Walensky comes out, fields that close to the goal line. He clears things out. We'll punt it out. Near side, Tulin, headed there by Oliveira. Santos can't quite keep it in for the Titans.
The Bedford teams are all off to a very good start. Again this year, football 2-0. They've only, had 6 points scored against them?
Not a lot, I'll tell you that. It was only 3.
Only 3.
Yeah,
3.
40-3, they beat Bishop
That's right.
Girton. And then 21-0 on Friday at halftime when things were halted with about 3 minutes to go in the first half, with Bedford up 21-0 against the Purple Panthers of Nashua South. That game was called a final score at that 21-0. Tough play through the midfield here. Some strong players making some nifty moves. Caplo does nicely to get that up and out as it almost squirted through to Santos. And now coming up the left and near sideline, Jordan Oliveira cleared out by Tavis Wallace.
Santos has gotten a good workout in. He's been doing a lot of excellent work at midfield, and then he ends up being down there. It looks like he's a target for the midfield attack once it gets up and going. Slides up there. And
well, nice little play there in the midfield. That was Brambella, but it trickles in harmlessly to Walensky. He'll cover up, shift his players forward, rolls it out to Caplo. Up to Benjamin.
BCTV got some good props from the Hanover families that I'm surprised that wasn't called. It looked like he got underneath him.
A little bit of an undercut. Lopez came forward. Now Johnson pushes it ahead to Diaz.
There's some nice touches again by Bedford, connecting on quick trap and pass moves. 2 touches.
Gabe Teixeira out there getting a little bit of run on the ball now. Good presence there for the sophomore, but the Bulldogs turn it over.
The Hanover parents were thanking us for the BCTV coverage that we shared with them, how to link in, and they said that they had grandparents and other family members across the country as well watching that game.
Love being able to bring these games to folks who can't be here in person, as Diaz gets fouled. Threatening position here.
So we add 10 yards to the spots on the field.
Well, the official didn't like that little tap back, as Jose Luis Brambella is going to get spoken to. And are they going to make him sub out? They're going to make him sub out. It looks like he might have a chain on his neck there.
Oh.
As he looks to take something off of his
Your eyesight is
neck.
good. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's just tough to make out those
Holy
red numbers
cow.
on black jerseys. I can make out a lot of other stuff, but Bielecki will take the free kick for the Bulldogs. Yeah, I mean, that was a tough one. And he only had to go out because he tapped the ball backwards after having the ball stop right where the free kick should be taken, and the referee didn't really like the extra tap there. Came to speak to him and saw the chain on his neck. So Bielecki drives it too high. Not a bad effort, though. A little ambitious from that far out, but certainly kept it somewhat low and not low enough as it sailed over the crossbar, and Quintana will have a goal kick.
Some people probably would have liked or thought that maybe that Nashua player should have got at least a yellow card, a caution. But I'd like to see that at least the fact that the referee did talk with them, because that's a skill that can help control a game instead of using the cards. Hold the cards until you really need them. Just like in poker, right, Corey?
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them, right?
And know when to lay them down.
Well,
or play them, whatever. Right?
As the song goes, know when to fold them.
When to fold them.
Know when to walk away. And, Bill, you got to know when to run. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Still 0-0 here at Bedford High School, as neither team has really had any strong opportunities. Santos moves forward here for North. Tries to play it down into the corner, but too hard on the touch.
Much too hard. There was nobody there. I don't know. That was strange because he's
Bit heavy.
Yeah.
Looked like he might have thought O'Gagan was going to make a run to that corner, but again, touch was far too heavy.
Over the weekend, I actually had the privilege of, or privilege, I think, whatever you want to call it, the fortune of watching my son's daughter, my granddaughter, 12-year-old, out in Breckenridge, Colorado, playing on her hockey team.
Nice.
She's their goalkeeper.
Fantastic. Congrats to her.
That was fun. Same thing we're doing here.
Nicely played out of harm's way by Tavis Wallace there as they looked for Santos along that left wing. Now Oliveira looks into O'Gagan. One back by Matthew Dubé. And out of bounds on that far sideline. I believe that was Paintsil trying to keep it. Diaz plays it forward nicely. Moving back, getting to his left foot, firing over the crossbar. That's Ali Mirza. Nice little run on that left wing, but
Ali's had a couple nice goals this year already, and I know he was highlighted in one of the newspaper articles. I'm not sure whether it was our coach or possibly the Hanover coach, Rob Grable, when the boys were up there, that mentioned that he liked the way that he looked.
lefty sophomore making an impact already. Love to see that. Those lefties, man, they're sneaky. Even if you know they're a lefty, they still can be so deceptive. On all kinds of athletic fields and courts. Walensky clears it out. Johnson brings it down. Heavy touch there. Now he's going to have to shield out. Looked like it might have been off of North, and it was. Bulldogs earn the throw.
Took a while for that call to come out. I think he may have looked across the field to his partner.
No real argument from the Titans, though. I think they knew what the story was. I love that microphone. Man on, man on. Good job, David. I like that. You can hear the players talking to each other, letting them know that the opposing players are close and ready to challenge. Gabe Teixeira, nice little touch out wide to Colin Johnson. Now they move forward. Tulin near side. Looks to make a run. Little toe touch, can't connect. But now Ethan Benjamin, stumbles over the ball. Had some time and space. Took his eye off the ball and
favor return.
Yeah, right. Right
Nashua
back.
Lost the ball anyway there.
As they can't connect with feet. So Wallace will throw it in near side. Tulin challenged by Oliveira. Now Kaplo gets it ahead to Teixeira.
I did not see what happened.
Kaplo got up, made a nice header over the top of O'Gagan. Looks like he came down, maybe landed on O'Gagan's foot, rolled an ankle or something. Yeah, that was tough. Anytime there's that close contact and players in the air, you fear about landing position, and more so for basketball players, but in that kind of contested ball right there, especially on the soccer field with low-cut cleats, that can be a problem on the ankles.
And although you're not against an opponent on your side of the net, volleyball is prone to some nasty lower leg injuries as well.
Near side, Colin Johnson will serve it in, trying to make a connection on that far post. Bielecki can't volley it. Tries to chase it down, but it trickles over the end line for a goal kick.
6 minutes left in this first half here, scoreless.
Griffin Middleton back onto the pitch as Jack Tulin will take a seat, likely for the rest of the half.
I believe the JV game preceding this was won by Bedford 1-0.
I didn't see a score. We'll take your word for it. Now,
Andrew gave me
Senior Executive Vice President, Producer Andrew Fenn confirms that 1-0 score.
Thank you very much, Sir Andrew.
Mirza wins the ball back ahead. Diaz fires it over the goal.
That's the ball that, especially when you're running at that speed, drop it back to the top of the 18. Diagonally back, and you've got 2 or 3 players almost always there. Perfect position to run forward to kick the ball, which is the easiest way to put a lot into it.
I like that. Good strategy there. Or at least get it on frame, right? Make the goalie make a save.
And I used to impress keeping the ball low. It's much, much more percentage-wise likely to score. Or you get a rebound off one of the upright, the posts, or the keeper himself. If you put it too high in the air, you're not going to get any rebound from anybody.
Tough one there on the run. Shoulders get back, and that ball flies high. But good step there by Johnson to interrupt the flow, but Santos back on it for the Titans. Now in the middle, here's Dubé. Poke it back, and now back to Brambella. Here's Pereira into the middle for Santos. Squirts away. Mirza back to Kaplow.
Bedford girls soccer are 3-0, and they have not been scored against yet. They've scored 11 goals.
I'd say that's a pretty solid start to the season.
They did play at Nashua North this afternoon. I don't know if somebody knows the results of that.
I did
Senior
not
executive
check.
producer is.
You forgot the vice president part. Senior vice president, executive producer in charge.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
We'll give you a report on that at the half. Field hockey's 2-1-1. Golf team is 8-1. Some of those are going from multi-team meets, but there are only losses to Concord, and that's a co-ed golf program in New Hampshire. I don't know what the makeup of our team is. I couldn't find that information today.
Johnson getting forward here had a chance, but getting out of pressure was Lopez. Here's Brambella again. Middleton gets picked as he tries to move forward. And that ball will trickle over the end line for a goal kick. We'll get a clock stoppage at 2 minutes. The on-field clock will continue for the last 2 minutes of the first half, as they will keep it on their watches on the field. Still 0-0, or excuse me, 0-0. Sorry, Bill. Good tussle there at midfield as players were trying to get position, and now Gabe Teixeira will take the free kick.
Corey, I was looking at the Bedford High athletic website that Corey Parker does a really good job of setting up, and really liked our, although it's a club sport, the crew pages. They had some great photos and information about where they launched their boats from, up along the Merrimack River just north of Manchester and Hooksett.
That's a new boathouse for the crew team, too. They've been doing a lot of fundraising and trying to get the facilities to support their program. I believe they're trying to get it to varsity sport. It is just club at this point. Some nice moves here by Colin C.J. Johnson. And now he gets stuffed. Oliveira finally steps in, wins the ball, but
nice.
Quickly back for the Bulldogs. Teixeira.
Is that Gabe? Yeah.
Up to Diaz, gets
nice
tackled there.
It would have been nice to have that opportunity. Got about 30 seconds left here.
Again, closely played first half, but no real opportunities for either squad. Walensky fumbles it briefly, but now near side for Richie Black. He'll drive it down the right wing. Diaz looked to make a run. And now moving forward is Middleton. Trying to put something together, but time will run out in the first half. We are scoreless at halftime as the Bulldogs host the Nashua North Titans. We will take a quick break for halftime and rejoin you for second half action here from Bedford High School in Bedford, New Hampshire. We're back here at Bedford High School for second half action as the Bulldogs will host the Nashua North Titans. We are scoreless after 40 minutes of play. And at the end of the first half, I was thinking there weren't really many scoring opportunities, but you reminded me of that ball from a free kick from the far sideline, Bill, that hit off the crossbar and bounced around very close to the goal line. Some maybe even thought it might have crossed the goal line. Nobody really went too crazy about that, so I don't think it actually did, but it was a play that caused the referees to put a yellow penny on the Nashua North goaltender, as his original jersey was very close to the black that the Bedford Bulldogs are wearing. Other than that, no real scoring opportunities for either side, as there was a lot of tough play through the midfield.
There were a few. The Nashua keeper did have to make a few saves, but nothing big. Most of the shots were wide, high.
A couple of nice passes here from Bielecki and Teixeira. That's Gabe Teixeira, the sophomore. Got forward to Diaz, but then the play was disrupted by Jacob DeLeon.
I was able to get an update on Elliot Teixeira. He injured his hamstrings back a couple games ago and is unable to play this evening. Hopefully we'll be back soon. He's getting some PT. And the other news at halftime we got up that the Bedford girls beat Nashua North 3-2 in overtime, which is, would have liked to have seen that.
Good win for the Bulldogs.
Ooh,
Good tackle there. Ooh, and it does get called. Richie Black, I believe, got a lot of ball, but got a lot of the man too, so the Titans will have a free kick outside of the penalty area on the keeper's right towards the top of the box.
Can't miss the Bedford keeper, can you?
No, nice bright neon yellow back there in the cage.
Top and bottom, the legs and the socks. Stockings. Here comes a kick.
In played low, but played out by Black, I believe. Or was that Caplow? Tough to tell. I believe it was Caplow, number 4. Junior defender.
Corey, I just remembered back a couple years ago when these windows the seals had been broken. We couldn't even see out.
Man, I believe that was last year. That was tough.
They were replaced last year.
Yes. Very much appreciated, as they were fogged up without even being foggy. So Walensky plays it out to Caplow. Caplow, near side Bielecki. Moves inside, now back outside. Beats one player and then gets crowded by 3. Plays it ahead to Diaz.
Nice.
Diaz now pushes forward. Back to Teixeira. Scoots it out wide.
Get a shot
Ethan
here.
Benjamin
There's a
rips
shot.
one.
Ooh.
Off the football goalpost. I believe it hit the crossbar there. Just high, but a nice strike from Ethan Benjamin as the Bulldogs put something together there.
Yeah, if you're putting checks in boxes, it's a shot, but not on goal. Ooh.
And now the Bulldogs
Good
will earn
opportunity
another
here.
free kick. Yeah, great opportunity. David Pereira with the foul. And now just 3 or 4 yards outside of the penalty area, the Bulldogs will have a free kick in threatening area.
Yeah, this is a good time for a goal for Bedford. They've had some good touches on the ball, and it looks like it could be Teixeira who's going to get the shot. I'm not sure. One will probably run across it, over it.
That's
See what
13,
happens.
Gabe Teixeira, and Bielecki, the lefty, stands on the opposite side of the ball. See if they can put together some misdirection.
Bielecki's leaning a little more than Gabe is.
Quintana on his line. Teixeira runs over. Bielecki skies it over.
Yeah. Darn. Jeez.
Another opportunity goes by the wayside, and Quintana will have a goal kick. 5 minutes into this second half, still scoreless.
Sure, Coach Pepper is frustrated with these balls that are going up, over, and not even giving them a chance to challenge the keeper. Not requiring saves.
Good play
out in there.
by Tulin here as he won the ball back. Centers it in the middle. Played out of bounds and out of harm's way was Jonathan Lopez. The Bulldogs had an equally challenging time finishing in the final third in their opener against Manchester Memorial. They scored the first goal. Manchester Memorial came back and tied it somewhat late in that game, forcing overtime, and then had somewhat of a broken play, and they won it in overtime against the Bulldogs. It was a disappointing first game for the Bulldog soccer team here.
Corner coming.
Came back with 2 wins, one against Hanover, like you mentioned in the open, 4-1, and then beat Wyndham 3-1, and then lost the disappointing one to Londonderry, that 2-0 loss in a game that was shortened by rain. Corner kick by Bielecki here. Bulldogs got ahead on, I believe that was Jack Tulin. They can't finish, though. We also welcome in our viewers on ETV in Nashua, as well as Nashua Channel 6 on public television. Happy to bring the game to you this evening as well. Of course, we're also on BCTV Channel 8 and HD 1072, as well as the YouTube stream here for BCTV. Batted around at midfield, scooted wide. And now Dubé will come on to it. Titans connecting passes and keeping possession until they tip it out of bounds here.
I don't think I mentioned before the girls' volleyball is 3-0 and have only they've won 9 sets, lost only one to their nemesis, Hollis Brookline, same as they did last year.
Bulldogs state champions last year on the volleyball court. Served in here nicely, but no real threatening strike from the Bulldogs, and now the Titans are in a counterattack. They move forward, some nifty footwork at midfield by Brembella.
Bedford has numbers, though, back on defense as they have in the past couple games. I've noticed that they get back really quickly. I think they're in very good shape. Conditioning is key in this sport.
Benjamin almost squeaks one through, but Brady Martin is there. And now a foul by Middleton gets called.
I don't know about that one.
Tough one there. And
Andrew,
our in-house official.
flip up the replay. I want to see that one again.
You're like our NFL former commissioner of officials, Gene Sterator here, in-house. I like it. And now the Bulldogs will get called for a foul near side.
It's fun watching the Women's World Cup. Fun in some ways, not the way the U.S. finished that in a rather embarrassing manner. But when they announced their official behind the scenes, happens to be a former good friend of mine from college ball in the United States, Joe Mochnick.
Nice. Good name right there, too.
Joe Mochnick. He was one of the the referees that was in MLS and the predecessor league before that. And a really nice guy. I got him up here one time when I was the president of the New England College Officials Association. I invited him up to do a presentation at our preseason meeting, and the officials loved him. Did a great job.
And that's exactly why he was on TV, too.
Yeah, a lot of good stories.
I can imagine. Jonathan Lopez takes the free kick, serves it in to the top of the 18, but Bulldogs are there. Looked like Tulin might have got away with a handball there as he was coming out, clearing the ball away. Now Tulin back onto it, serves it nicely. Here's Mirza. Back to the middle like you were talking about, and nobody was there. But Benjamin here ready to repeat the strike.
The difference was, Corey, that he did it so soon. He wasn't deep enough in to give our players a chance to get in position for that.
Diaz will take a
here,
strike.
look at
nice
that.
Save, Quintana. Ranging to his left and high. Beautiful strike by Diaz. Put it on frame and challenged Quintana that time. Like to see it there. He was true to the task.
Exactly what I was saying before. What Coach Pepper and Coach Diaz as well, Gavin's father's the assistant coach, and this year doing probably a little bit extra because Coach Pepper had a hip replacement surgery right before the season, or knee, hip or knee.
Bielecki plays in the corner. Tulin gets ahead on it. Too far to the left.
They got the touch again, but not, unfortunately, not a productive one. But that shot, excuse me, that shot again was, on goal, testing the keeper who made a great save.
Couple of good opportunities here for the Bulldogs. Bielecki steps. Richie Black. Back to Black. Plays it forward now, Mirza. Little touch back to Benjamin. That goes out of bounds. The Titans will have a throw.
Substitute coming in.
I believe that'll be Oliveira. With the throw. Going out is O'Gagan. And taking his place up top looks to be number 1, Isaiah Mora. Nicely played to the far side. Bielecki challenges. Shot too high. Who is that? Patrick Zelanis? No, that's 14, excuse me.
There you go.
Sebastian Arango. I believe that might be an alternate away jersey for Sebastian.
Rules require the numbers being certain sizes on the front and the back, but they aren't strict in the contrasting colors, and that's why we're in the situation, and I don't know why, that we don't have clear number jerseys. And oh, by the way, these are actually new jerseys. The JV team got the old ones that are even a little bit better, I believe.
And that'll be a foul just outside of the penalty area on the Bulldogs. Bielecki challenging there. And drawing the foul was Arango. So now the Titans have a threatening spot here. Free kick about 5 yards above the 18.
Let's see what kind of touch they get on this. The last free kick that was taken from this side was a ball that moved away from the way the kicker would have liked to have played it. I'm not sure if it was Lopez or not, but he played it left with left curve to it.
Brambella stands near side. He'll take it lefty off the post. Hit the left post. Beautiful strike. Walensky couldn't quite get over there, and it pinged that left post, glancing out of bounds for a goal kick.
A good quality free kick. It was under the height of the crossbar. Didn't go over it, just barely wide.
We talked about the importance of getting that on frame, if you will. Unfortunately, that was too much on frame, quite literally. Quintana plays it forward.
It's a nice play by the keeper, Nashua keeper.
Nice play here by Kaplow, getting it out of pressure. And now Arango gets stuck here by Bielecki. Chips it to Diaz. Diaz plays it into the middle. Now Benjamin back to Diaz along the left wing. Good change of direction there for Diaz. Oof. Wow. He thought he got fouled, then he did get fouled, and now they call it the other way.
He got taken down twice, and
that was a very confusing play right there.
Both teams, Corey, that was, you don't see that. Both teams assumed that it had to be a foul. Nashua players stopped, and
well, I think they stopped because Diaz grabbed the ball with his hand, and none of the officials saw that either.
he grabbed it because he knew he was fouled.
Yeah.
He was ready to just put it back down and stand up.
Did not get called, nor did the second time he got fouled from behind. Now Tulin tries to beat a man and wins the throw on that far side, defended by Aiden Valcourt.
I have to confirm this later on, but it appears to me that Gavin Diaz probably has grown by 4 or 5 inches over since last year. He's quite a bit taller than he was last year.
Still a rather diminutive player. Slight of frame, but very quick, shifty, change of direction, excellent. Great command over the ball as well.
We figured out that I probably officiated a couple of his father's games back when he was playing. He played at Northeastern and then came up to Southern New Hampshire, which was New England College back when he played. But I was reffing both down there in the Boston area at that point in time. Don't remember him, and he doesn't remember me, and it's good that he doesn't remember me. The other part isn't that important, but as a referee, you don't want to necessarily be remembered.
True. Call the game, stay impartial, don't leave a mark one way or another,
Yep.
right?
Don't be part of the outcome by doing something that everybody's going to remember, although sometimes we have no choice, the penalty kick or something.
Won nicely there by Benjamin. He gets stuck, but the Bulldogs earn the throw in. 24 minutes to go here in the second half. Still scoreless from Bedford High School. Played out of bounds again by the Titans. Go ahead, Bill.
Just checked our computers up here that are monitoring time of possession, and Bedford's got almost a 2-to-1 advantage in that. And they've got, except for 1 or 2 opportunities, all the potential scoring opportunities, including that pinball.
Cheap little foul here committed by the Titans, and now the Bulldogs have a threatening opportunity outside to the left of the goalkeeper, Quintana. They'll play the free kick.
Can you tell who's taking that? I cannot see a
I believe
number.
that's Wallace. Yeah, I believe that's Tavis Wallace.
Looks good.
Right foot in.
Ooh.
Header on.
Gosh.
And it'll be a corner. Substitution in. Hoey will come in. Mirza will go out. If you're enjoying the game, you can check out more Bedford High School sports action from Bedford Community TV on your Apple TV and Roku. You can also watch on the Amazon Fire TV via the Cablecast ScreenWeave app. Download the app to watch the next game live on the big screen. Great header here by Diaz, but unfortunately not a lot of mustard on it. Quintana fields it easily.
Not an easy redirect on that, but Gavin did well to get it on goal at least. Gretzky, I think, is the one that said, if you don't shoot, you don't score.
Yeah,
the most famous line.
Great line by Michael Scott by Wayne Gretzky for all of those Office fans out there. Nice little touch here for Bielecki. Quintana comes off of his line and scoops it up.
Great example of how the Bedford boys are, experienced playing together. They know where each other's going to be and can put the ball into space out in front of people instead of kicking it right to them. Nashua's been doing the same thing, and they look quite well at it too, but a higher percentage, I think, of right to the feet versus using space.
Yeah,
Like
your
that.
time of possession there, what do you think, 60-40 split here?
Yeah. Spot on. I just checked the numbers again.
Did you? Okay, good. All
Yep.
right.
I hit the verify button.
We got a great statistician up here, Bill Klein. Oh, sorry. No statistician up here. We just kind of ballpark it. Good ball in. Diaz gets it down, volleys it in.
Clock has
And
stopped.
it's
The
good.
official signals it's a goal.
Beautiful play. Diaz brought it down to his own feet in traffic there, avoided the defender. And, the shot wasn't, tremendously hard or fast, just was able to touch it past Quintana for the goal, and Diaz puts the Bulldogs up 1-0.
21-10 left to go. You got a lot of time in this game. However, I would imagine that's going to help boost the confidence of the Bedford side, and certainly of one of our key players.
Benjamin with the assist there, getting it to Diaz in that threatening spot inside the penalty area, and Diaz was able to make good on it. Here's Isaias Mora chasing down a ball in that left wing. And now a renewed sense of urgency for the Titans. Strike here. Walensky can't handle it. Goal. Santos comes back. Jeez, it couldn't have been more than a minute later. Santos thanks his adoring fans from the crowd, and it's 1-1. And that was that renewed sense of urgency that I was just speaking about. Santos had an extra gear that we weren't hearing before and seeing before, and he ties it up with a great response from the Nashua North Titans.
Yeah, that was only 32 seconds after the Bedford goal.
And now back to the grind. Tie game again, Diaz to Bielecki. Back to Diaz, that's Hoey over there. Played up. Oh, I'm sorry, this is number 7, not Mora. This is number 7. We don't have a number 7 on our roster, so apologies to whoever that is for Nashua North. I was reading that as a number 1, but it is clearly a number 7, and we unfortunately don't have a name to go with that. Bulldogs chasing it down. They'll tip it out of bounds. Under 20 minutes to go in the game. 1-1 is your score. On exchanged goals by Gavin Diaz and Arthur Santos.
That certainly takes away any, quote, momentum and whatnot that the Bedford side, Bedford boys could have had going for them when the team comes back that quickly. Doesn't give you any time to enjoy and put something else together again quickly, which often does happen, and you get another goal by the scoring side. But wow, that was 2 good goals, though. I mean, even though Bielecki could have possibly have saved that, the ball was hit well, and it was just unlucky the way that it bounced off the post and hit him when it went to go in.
Yeah, Walensky had good possession there, and unfortunately couldn't make the clean save. Now Brambilla plays it in. Walensky fields this one cleanly.
Came off the line nicely, played the ball cleanly. The only thing that almost happened was almost had a collision between an attacker and defender that if they had touched the ball, Walensky wouldn't have been able to adjust to get in position to make a subsequent save. But it all worked out okay.
Santos tips it back into the middle. Here's Pereira. Deflected. Johnson gets it deflected away from him. Pereira back to the middle. Strike too high.
Wow. Nice contact with the ball again, but another ball too high to make it potentially count.
This is Sebastian Arango going out. Coming back on, I believe, is Samuel Paintsil. Indeed, that is number 6. Walensky will kick the goal kick. Paintsil into the middle. Santos shields out, gets out to the left-hand side.
That was, in fact, a very nice shield of the ball, the way that he did that. Pivoted quickly. Nice.
But North turns it over. Diaz takes a foul. Benjamin plays it out wide. Wallace. Richie Black drives it ahead, but right into Brambilla. And now played ahead. It looked like it was off to me, sure.
Offsides. The referee was there, too, which surprises me. With that mic down on the field, Corey, I could hear the sound. I know when the ball was touched. And that was a missed call.
Tough one there. Again, with only 2 officials, the positioning is a challenge. But,
yeah,
as we saw it, it looked like he was off.
But Corey, they have the help with all these lines in the field.
Yeah. The lines on the field and a lot of linesmen up in the stands, too.
Yeah. A lot of assistant referees.
Diaz tries to play it ahead. Again, another shield by Santos wins him the ball, and he pushes ahead for North.
We shouldn't have talked about time of possession. This is totally flipped around, and now Nashua's had the attack going and control.
Near side, De Leon. Paintsil now. Weaves through traffic.
Ooh.
He's tackled by Teixeira. They play on as North keeps possession.
Which?
Pereira. Santos back to Pereira. Chipped across. Tipped away by Caplo. Santos now chased by Benjamin, and Colin Johnson steps into that pass. Played out of bounds for North, and we'll get some substitutions for the Bulldogs. Gabe Teixeira will trot out.
The next game for the Bedford side is the 16th. They're playing at Manchester Central away. It's an afternoon game, 3 o'clock.
Bulldogs earn another throw. I believe that was Hunte G that came on for Teixeira. Excuse me, that's Caden Santerre, number 15. Tough to make out these numbers. Red numbers on black jerseys makes it hard to see when it's a dark evening. Nashua North throws it in. Tough play there, but getting called for the foul is the right back. I believe that's Hoey. It's a tough call on sophomore. Looked like he was getting beat up, but he gets the call going against him. And Nashua North will have a free kick out to Walensky's top right. Ticking about to 13.5 minutes. 1-1 is your score.
Referee backed up the Bedford defender to about, instead of 10 yards, it looks like he's 15 or 16 yards at least away.
Santos plays it in.
Ooh.
Glancing off of a North player and going over the end line gives the Bulldogs a goal kick. BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access at your fingertips than ever before. As the Bulldogs get in a little trouble there. Bedford Community Television is available for free download on Apple iOS and Android. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today. Again, we welcome in viewers from all across the country, those down in Philadelphia, those in Florida, those in Bedford, those in Nashua on ETV and Channel 6 down there, here Channel 8 and 1072 in Bedford. Of course, the YouTube stream as well. If you're a real big fan of Harry Kozlowski and can't get enough of 105.1, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Go to wbnh.bedford.nh.org for the stream link. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Just tell Alexa to play Bedford 105.1.
Nice touches there from Gavin.
Bulldogs earn a throw on that far sideline. 12 minutes to go in the game.
Give a quick shout out to the girls volleyball team. I got to tell you that if you are a sports fan and if you enjoy volleyball in any way, shape, or form, whether you've watched the Olympic coverage, college, high school, beach volleyball, come to one of the girls' games. They are absolutely amazing. I would put them up there with, honestly, I think they would have beaten our UNH club men's team.
Wow.
They're that good. They're so well coached. Anna McCann does such a good job.
Fantastic, and that's why they've won state championships 2 in a row, I believe even 3 in a row. Great job for the volleyball team.
Yeah, the only other team that's got more wins than we do is basically Hollis Brookline. They won, I think, 5 in a row, and 4 in a row. I got the big hand from the boss over here. He knows. So what they want, they're targeting the 5 in a row to match the Hollis, to go ahead of them eventually.
Nice play here by Kaplow, playing it out of bounds near sideline as Paintsel was threatening. Ranged over from his center back position and provided that sturdy leadership needed on the back line. Long ball played in here. Hoey is going to see it out over the end line. Takes a good shot in the back from Santos as he does, but it is a goal kick.
And although that didn't need to be called because it was going to be a goal kick anyway, the ball was going out, the official, I really don't think he yelled over to that player. I would have. That's the kind of thing that you got to let that player know that, hey, you just committed a foul, even though I didn't blow the whistle. Knock it off.
Bulldogs win this on the second. Benjamin onto it. Threatens now. Martin now around the second defender. That was Oliveira. Plays it in the middle. Lopez is there to clear it out for the Titans.
Now, if you saw that, but the Bedford player on that side, can't tell you who it was, but he had to come back. He was in an offside position, and they worked it well together. Unfortunately, they didn't keep it, but they've got it back now.
Great job by Hoey. Gets it ahead. Not only makes the defensive play, but gets it up to Diaz. It's played out by Martin.
For a corner.
Another corner for the Bulldogs. We haven't seen too many here in this half. They had several in the first half. And this is Colin Johnson taking it from the near corner.
A long, long time ago, corners were used instead of overtime periods to determine the winners of a high school soccer match.
Man, ooh. Bill, that tells me that you've been around the block a few times.
That goes way back. I have. I'm ancient. I'm old. I'm willing to admit it. I have a lot of good years behind me, and hopefully I have a few good ones ahead of me too.
Still a long runway, Bill. Long runway.
With the help of the fine surgeons at almost all of which who, by the way, live in Bedford at CMC, New England Heart Institute. Thank goodness. They put me back together. New Year's Eve, 2020.
Jeez. Paintsel now for North. Gets it back. Presses forward now. Draws a foul. Ticking down to 8 minutes to go. 1-1 still your score. The official made the call, and now North has a free kick. They push him back a yard or two. Threatening area. Tough one to score from here, but might have an opportunity to play it to one of those wingers on that far side. Brambilla stands over it near side. I believe that's Santos lining up with the right foot. Brambilla will take it and sky it over.
Another field goal.
Another field goal. If you want to call an actual field goal, you could become a high school sports official. It's an easy call. You like that transition, didn't you? Officiating allows you to continue to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of the games we love by teaching and enforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. To learn more about becoming a high school sports official, please visit NHIAA.org.
Corey, I'm sorry I haven't put my phone on silent. Andrew,
That's all right.
I apologize to you as well. I am getting so many calls already about the presidential election. Candidates lines over and over again. It's getting old already.
New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is in town
Yes.
today. I believe he's got an event going on over at Memorial Elementary School this evening. Bedford gets a lot of attention from a lot of these candidates, so it's kind of fun to be in this atmosphere during the political seasons. And yes, it has started already. 6 minutes to go here. 1-1 is the score. Brembala plays it to that far side, looking for a teammate this time, but it is far and wide. Goal kick for the Bulldogs. And we're looking for somebody to have a spark here, some kind of energy like we saw from Santos after the Bulldogs went ahead on a beautiful goal by Gavin Diaz, assisted by Ethan Benjamin. Within the minute, Santos came back with a little spark, a little extra gear, and scored right away to even things up for Nashua North. And that's where we are now, 1-1 with just over 5 minutes to play in this game. As was the case in the first half, we will have a clock stoppage. Walensky comes off his line. The clock on the scoreboard will stop at 5 minutes, but the officials will keep the remaining time on their watches on the field. Walensky punts it out here. That 5 minutes is reached. Time will be kept on the field from now on. Santos on the ball far sideline. Plays a long ball, looking for Paintsel. Nice little shoulder play, but Bielecki steps in. Johnson plays it back to him in space. Forward to Diaz. Diaz's touch can't connect with Johnson. Teji was putting pressure on. Johnson. Now one away, Pereira. Forward again.
As we shared with you, the girls' game earlier this afternoon went into overtime. Wondering if we're going to see a little bit of that here.
Quite possible with this 1-1 score. You have the time on your watch. Inside 5 minutes, likely 3.5 or so now. Ooh, good collision here near sideline. It's a good collision, no foul there, just two solid bodies colliding into each other. Hunteji and Jacob DeLeon for the Titans. Diaz tries to head it over the defender and does.
Gavin.
Diaz looked like he might have been offside, but probably even was on. Now moving forward is Lopez. Played away by Black. Back to Lopez, though. And now tipped away by Bielecki.
Nice defense.
Great defense.
Nice clear. Number 8 is picking up 5, 6, 7 yards here down the field.
It's always funny to watch that. Every soccer player that takes a throw in, they walk ahead as much as they can without getting told to retreat. Santos fiddles, lefty shot, deflected out.
A corner here.
And Richie Black making the last touch will give the Titans a corner kick from the far side.
Halfway through, we're about 2.5 minutes. Corey, the other night, or afternoon, whenever it was, in the girls' game, both girls' teams, Bedford and their opponents, were constantly going to pick up the ball for the throw-ins like it's theirs, trying to trick the official into letting them go ahead and take it.
Right.
They did pretty good.
Lopez getting in, glancing it out. And so the Bulldogs will have a throw in very deep in their own end, as they look to clear their own end and possibly squeak one in here before the end of the game. Diaz retreats all the way. Colin Johnson now back. Lopez plays it in a threatening area, right near the penalty spot, but Walensky is there. Just about 2 minutes to go, according to Grand Official Poobah Bill Klein. Punt goes out to midfield. Ping pongs around there. If you're looking for further Bedford High School sports broadcasts, we do have a few games coming up of note. This Friday, the Bulldogs football team will host Keene. Coverage will start at 6:45 with the kickoff at 7. Field hockey team will host Merrimack on Monday the 18th at 7:30 p.m. Tough turnover here for the Titans, giving the Bulldogs a little bit of space, but they can't make anything of it. This same boys soccer team will host Portsmouth on Tuesday, September 26th at 7 p.m. We'll cover that here on BCTV. And the Titans are putting together a threat here. Brembala finds the streaking Paintsel on the far post.
Offside.
But he's offside. The referee was right there, had his hand in the air, and called it right away.
And we have 30 seconds left to play. Yeah, that was, thank goodness, because it looked like from here probably was. He was not interfering, so if the ball had gone in the net and that player didn't put it in the net, it would have been a goal, or should have been a goal. But since it did get to the player that was offside, it whistle blew, and here we go. 5, 4.
Bulldogs dodged a bullet there for sure, as their defense broke down and Paintsel was wide open on that far post. Time is running out. Paintsel has another opportunity, but the whistle blows. 3 whistles, that's the end of regulation. We'll go to overtime. As we did for the opening match against Manchester Memorial. We were tied at 1-1, and now a card, I believe. Referee did not like some lippy attitude, and that is issued to Matt Dubé as regulation ended. We'll have a quick break here.
Before we do, let me real quick add, I think I know why you got the card, because I was thinking the same thing, that misunderstandings. A lot of players, especially those that are playing under FIFA or USSF soccer laws, they do the timing differently. So Nashua may have been upset that the whistle blew while they still had an attack going. But at high school, college, time runs down. In the United States, that's it. It's done. It's over. If that ball is in the air, traveling towards the goal, and I've been there just a few times when you blow the whistle, it's dead, and tough. That's the rules. I'm guessing that player probably yelled at the ref about the timing, stopping the play.
Yeah, so that talks about the discretion that the referees have associated with the timing, and as you're saying, there is no discretion in high school sports here on the soccer pitch. Time runs out, it's over. Now, I have a question, because in some other sports, it can be different. So basketball, the shot leaves the hand The buzzer sounds. If it goes in, it counts. In lacrosse, if a shot leaves the stick, the buzzer sounds, and then it goes in, it still counts. Similar thing in soccer here. If the player shoots the ball, it reaches 0, then it goes in. Do they count that goal?
No. It's the position of the ball when the whistle blows. And that's so critical and why the three-man system's so much better, because you really have an official that should be on the goal line when those shots are taken, so they can clearly see and they know whether time's expired or not because of a horn, some signaling device that is going to be, given off. And at least in college and here tonight, we heard them count down the last 10 seconds so that it was. I didn't hear it this time, but I heard it in the first at halftime, at the end of the first half.
I heard that as well. I did not hear it at the end of the game, similar to you, but they were counting it down, and they did call regulation. So we go to overtime. Teams will assume the same sides. They do not flip at the first overtime. 10 minutes will be on the board, and we'll get some extra soccer. It's free for you guys at home. You do not have to pay any extra for extra soccer tonight.
Really?
No.
I think they should. Do we get paid more,
Yeah.
Corey?
That was my Captain Obvious
Do we get a
tonight.
Do we get a bonus?
I don't know. You have to talk to Coach Bill Jennings about that one.
Is that over your head, Andrew? Yeah, he's staying out of it.
He's the ultimate Grand Poobah. Station manager Bill Jennings helping with programming here at the Bedford High School. We really appreciate him putting all of his many of his resources into covering these sports. And I'm sure many viewers at home appreciate it as well. 1-1 is your score. We head to overtime. The Bulldogs and the Titans knotted after regular time. Couple of opportunities for both teams, both scoring here in the second half. The Bulldogs got a goal from Gavin Diaz, assisted by Ethan Benjamin. Nice little chip into the penalty area right near the penalty spot. Gavin Diaz was able to bring it down and moved it quickly into shooting position. Squeaked it by Quintana. Not a minute later, Arthur Santos came back with a spark of his own. Drove up the left-hand midfield. Went back to the middle. Beautiful strike. Walensky was there but couldn't quite handle it cleanly, and it trickled over the goal line, and that's how we landed 1-1 at the end of regulation.
This will be interesting to see with the break if Coach Pepper and Coach Diaz and the rest of the squad over there is able to get the Bedford team back to where they were towards the beginning of the game.
Lopez, long ball here. Now Martin plays it ahead.
Especially with the fact that Nashua came very close to making it a 2-1 game with, like I said, just 30 seconds left to play. That was crazy.
Yeah, tough one there. Paintsel was ruled offside. Nice little move to space here by Brembala. Now Santos dancing through the middle. Lopez steps up. Mirza challenges him for the Bulldogs. Played out wide. Here's De Leon. Played into the middle. Oof, that looked like a handball.
Nah. No.
Richie Black went to play it.
No.
Probably off of his thigh. Two players here tumble.
Wow.
We're going to get a foul of some sort. Whoa. Wow, it gets called against the Bulldogs. Jeez. Okay. I thought they would let them both play. They're both grabbing and tugging and tussling. If anything, a no call. But whatever. Lopez now will play it deep to that left corner.
I'll put my 2 cents in. I think that was a proper no call, even though, yes, it may have on the handball inside the penalty area. It looked to me like our defender, the Bedford player's arm was tightly against his side, and the ball, if it struck part of his body. The player made no effort to reach out. His arm stayed against his side. That's not a handball or arm ball, if they want to call it that. which is from the joint, top of the way that the joint works up there on down to the fingertips. Redefined again this year. They had to emphasize that.
Diaz gets a foot on it. Long throw into the box was deflected into the middle. Diaz couldn't quite get enough on it. Quintana now kicks it over midfield.
It's a nice punt.
It was a nice punt.
Corey, what year is the Nashua keeper? Quintana?
Quintana's a senior.
He's a senior.
He's had a couple of good stops back there, particularly one on Diaz as he was ranging to his left earlier in the second half. And then Diaz was able to beat him a few minutes later.
By the way, Corey, I'm going to give you props and say what a good job you were doing with the pronunciation of those names.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And I'm sure the families are going to agree with that as well.
I do what I can.
You're doing a great job.
With a name like Munster Tiger, I try to pay a little bit of attention to pronunciation. Mirza now into the middle, gets to his left and scores! Great little back heel to get to his strong foot.
Well,
and he pokes it in. And the Bulldogs come away with victory here on the golden goal. Ali Mirza, beautiful play.
3 minutes and 12 seconds, Corey.
Squirted into Ali Mirza right above the penalty shot spot. It was on his right foot, so he played a nice little right heel back to his left. And it looked like it was a toe poke. Unexpected for Quintana, and he gets beat low and to the right. The Bulldogs come away with victory. Beautiful goal and a great win for the Bedford Bulldogs.
Jeez. Would have nice to have had that a long time ago, but it wasn't like we had to play much overtime. So hats off to Bedford. They came back out, and like I said, it was going to be interesting to see if the coaching staff there and the boys themselves, they've got some good, strong captains that fire up the team and say, come on, we can do it. We can beat these guys. That was a really well-played game. Nashua has a great team. Great team, Corey. I was impressed.
Great game here this evening. The Bulldogs come away victorious. Again, Gavin Diaz scored in the second half. That was answered quickly by Arthur Santos for the Nashua North Titans. It remained knotted through regulation, and then Ali Mirza plays hero. He's able to backheel it to himself, pokes it in left-footed to his strong foot, and the Bulldogs come away with victory. They improved to 3-2. The Titans fall to 2-3, and they'll continue their seasons.
And we're certainly going to see some more good soccer from both of these teams. We'll see more from Bedford because we're Bedford fans here. However, like I said, I was impressed, Corey, with the play. All those kids coming together, and wow, both sides, a lot of skill. The keeper, wow, one of the best punts, longest punts that I've seen a high school keeper take. He was good.
Great job by Quintana tonight. Unfortunately, not enough. A couple quick broadcasting notes, and then we'll sign off. The football team will host Keene this Friday, September 15th, 6:45. Is coverage start. Kickoff is at 7. The field hockey team will host Merrimack next Monday at 7:30 p.m. The boys soccer team will be here against Portsmouth on Tuesday, September 26th at 7 p.m. As you see the team coming over, saluting the crowd after their victory. Again, they move to 3-2. The Titans fall to 2-3. Good luck to both teams as they continue their season. For the entire BC TV crew, I'm Corey Munster Tiger, Bill Klein. Appreciate you joining. Andrew Fenn on camera, Senior Executive Vice President, producer of the show tonight. Thank you, everybody, and have a great evening.